Welcome to today's video, where we take a close look at the 1975 Australian 10-cent coin, a piece that has traveled through many hands and years, carrying with it the stories of everyday life. The 1975 10-cent coin is part of Australia's decimal currency series, introduced in 1966, which replaced the old pounds, shillings, and pence system. This shift was one of the most important milestones in the country's financial history. Made of copper nickel, the coin has a silver-like appearance, though in circulated condition it often shows signs of dulling, tarnish, and small scratches that speak to its long journey. On the reverse side, the design features the beautiful and iconic lyrebird, one of Australia's most fascinating native birds. With its elegant tail feathers curved over its back, the lyrebird represents grace, nature, and national identity. The lyrebird is a symbol of sound and mimicry, famous for imitating everything from other birds to mechanical noises, making it an extraordinary choice for Australia's decimal coinage. Even in circulated condition, the fine details of the bird can usually still be seen, though the sharpness of its feathers may have softened after years of handling. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, which was used on Australian coinage during this period. Her youthful profile is elegant and formal, framed by a royal tiara, though on circulated examples the tiara's finer details often fade with time. The date, 1975, is found clearly on the obverse, anchoring the coin in its historical context and making it instantly recognizable to collectors. By 1975, the 10-cent coin was already a familiar denomination in daily transactions, commonly used for bus fares, newspapers, and small purchases across the country. In circulated condition, the coin carries the marks of its everyday use, small dents and scratches that add personality and uniqueness to each piece. These imperfections are not flaws but rather evidence of the coin's role in countless human interactions, from shop counters to vending machines. Collectors often appreciate circulated coins like the 1975 10-cent, because they tell a story of genuine use rather than being locked away in untouched condition. The copper-nickel alloy is resilient, which is why so many of these coins survive today despite decades of circulation. While they may lack the shine of a newly minted piece, circulated coins often have a pleasing, aged look that connects us to their era. The 1970s was a period of change and growth for Australia, and coins like this one were silent witnesses to the nation's economic and cultural shifts. The lyrebird design, created by Stuart Devlin, remains one of the most admired in Australian numismatics, and its timeless beauty continues to inspire. Circulated coins often display varying levels of wear depending on how heavily they were used, making each coin slightly different from the next. Some examples still show crisp feather lines, while others are smooth from years of use, yet each has equal charm and authenticity. The size of the 10-cent coin made it convenient for both small purchases and as change, ensuring it was one of the most frequently handled denominations. Its presence in people's lives meant that millions of Australians have personal memories tied to this coin, from childhood savings to daily transactions. Even today, when holding a 1975 10-cent coin, it can feel like a journey back in time, offering a tangible connection to the mid-1970s. For numismatists, this coin represents more than value. It embodies design, culture, and history captured in a simple piece of currency. The Queen's portrait and the lyrebird together balance tradition and national pride, reflecting both Australia's heritage and natural beauty. Though the coin may appear ordinary to some, it is extraordinary to those who see the meaning behind its design and the story of its life. The circulated condition of a 1975 10-cent coin adds a human touch, reminding us that it once moved through countless hands and moments of daily life. It is not rare, but it is cherished, because it represents a real lived history of money in motion across a nation. Coins like this remind us that value is not always about rarity or price. It is about connection, story, and the preservation of culture. And so, the 1975 Australian 10-cent coin, even in circulated condition, remains a beautiful example of design, heritage, and memory, still admired decades after it was first minted. When you hold a circulated 1975 10-cent coin, you're holding a piece of everyday history. It's not rare or hidden away. Instead, it lived its life out in the open, in the hands of countless Australians. Each scratch and smooth surface reflects a journey that no other coin has had. These tiny imperfections are the very features that make it unique. The coin's sound, when dropped on a table or jangled in a pocket, carries a metallic ring that older generations instantly recognize. It is a sound that once echoed in cafes, newsstands, and arcades, where coins were part of the soundtrack of daily life. The design of the lyrebird makes this coin instantly recognizable, even to those who are not collectors. Its sweeping tail feathers curve gracefully, showing off one of Australia's most extraordinary birds. In circulated examples, the lyrebird sometimes appears softer, its feathers less sharp, but its silhouette always remains powerful. This enduring design is one of the reasons why the coin continues to be admired, even decades after it was minted. The copper-nickel alloy has proven itself tough, resisting corrosion even as the coin moved from hand to hand for many years. This durability has allowed so many 1975 coins to survive, making them readily available to collectors today. But availability does not reduce significance. The fact that these coins remain common shows just how essential they were in daily commerce. In the 1970s, a 10-cent coin had purchasing power that meant something. It could buy a small snack, contribute to public transport, or add up quickly when saved. For children, this coin often represented independence, giving them the ability to make their own small choices at shops and school canteens. Because of this, many Australians remember the 1975 10-cent coin not only as money but as part of their own childhood experiences. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin adds a sense of dignity to the obverse. Even worn, her profile remains graceful. The tiara she wears was carefully designed, though circulated coins often blur its finer details, leaving behind only the soft outline of royalty. The date at the bottom, 1975, ties the coin to a period of history that feels both distant and familiar. It was a time before digital transactions, when coins and notes were the lifeblood of commerce, and carrying change was essential. Circulated coins from that year are like survivors from a different world, a world slower and more tactile than today's. For collectors, finding a circulated 1975 coin means acquiring a little piece of that era to hold in their hands. The feeling of age on a coin is hard to replicate. Artificial replicas cannot capture the natural beauty of wear and time. That natural wear gives the coin a personality all its own, transforming it into a one-of-a-kind artifact. The lyrebird itself, even when partially faded, symbolizes resilience. Just as the bird adapts to its environment, the design adapts to decades of handling without losing its essence. This resilience mirrors the durability of Australian culture itself, blending tradition with change across generations. The smoothness that develops on circulated coins creates a pleasing texture, making them comfortable to hold. This texture reminds us of the countless times it was exchanged, from palm to palm, building a chain of human connection. Every coin tells a story, and the 1975 10-cent piece tells millions of them. Stories of bus rides, snacks, savings, and everyday living. Collectors who specialize in circulated coins appreciate this storytelling quality more than pristine perfection. It is in these well-used coins that history feels alive, unfiltered, and authentic. The 1975 10-cent coin has no need to be rare to be significant. Its true value lies in its cultural and emotional resonance. Even today, when found in change or tucked away in drawers, it sparks curiosity and appreciation. For younger people, it is a reminder of how long Australian decimal coinage has endured, still familiar and reliable. For older generations, it brings back the sights and sounds of the 1970s, when coins like this ruled everyday life. The coin's design remains one of Stuart Devlin's finest achievements, proof that artistry and function can exist together in a single piece of currency. Circulated coins show how that artistry held up under real conditions, and it remains beautiful even when softened by time. The 1975 Australian 10-cent coin is therefore more than just a piece of currency. It is a bridge between the past and present. Its circulated condition only deepens its meaning, reminding us that history is not kept behind glass but often carried in our pockets. And so, every 1975 10-cent coin, whether shiny or worn, continues to tell the story of a nation, its people, and its culture, one small transaction at a time. The charm of the 1975 Australian 10-cent coin lies not only in its design, but also in its ability to connect people to memories of everyday life. In circulated condition, the coin feels familiar, like an old friend that has quietly stayed by your side through the years. Its copper-nickel surface, though faded, still carries a soft shine in certain light, catching the eye with a subtle glow. This is the beauty of a coin that has lived. It changes with time but never loses its essence. The lyrebird on the reverse side stands tall as a proud symbol of Australia's wildlife, elegant even when its details have been worn smooth. Collectors often marvel at how the feathers, though faint in some examples, still convey movement and energy. The swirling tail feathers remain the focal point, a design that has captivated Australians since the decimal system began. Even in circulated condition, this reverse design remains one of the most striking and artistic on any Australian coin. On the obverse, the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II is both graceful and authoritative. The tiara she wears might lose some of its delicate lines over time, but her regal presence is unmistakable. The date, 1975, grounds the coin in history, marking it as a product of its decade and a witness to its times. That year in Australia was filled with cultural growth, political developments, and economic activity, and this coin was there for all of it. It passed through markets, cafes, shops, and households, quietly supporting the daily rhythm of life. This is what makes circulated coins so special. They are not just mint products but living participants in history. The marks of circulation are like a diary written on metal, documenting countless small but meaningful exchanges. For many, the 1975 10-cent coin recalls childhood memories, when small change could still purchase exciting treats or toys. Parents and grandparents often smile when they see this coin again, remembering how valuable it once felt in a child's hand. The coin's weight and size gave it a presence that was both reassuring and practical in everyday use. Unlike digital money today, this coin had a tactile reality. It was something you could feel, hear, and see. Its durability speaks volumes about the quality of its composition. Even after decades, circulated coins remain intact and recognizable. This resilience makes them wonderful keepsakes, because they endure through time while carrying history with them. For collectors, circulated examples offer a more authentic experience than untouched mint pieces. They represent the true purpose of money: movement, exchange, and human connection. Holding one brings a sense of continuity, as though you are part of the same story that began in 1975. The lyrebird design by Stuart Devlin ensures that this story is not just about commerce but also about artistry. Devlin's ability to capture the spirit of the bird in flowing, curved lines ensures the design remains timeless. Even when details fade, the power of the image is still there, reminding us of Australia's natural beauty. The Queen's portrait, too, provides an anchor of tradition and continuity, showing how coinage blends national identity with global heritage. This duality, the wild lyrebird and the royal queen, makes the coin a fascinating study in symbolism. Each circulated coin balances these images, showing wear differently, making every piece unique. This uniqueness makes even common coins feel personal and collectible. They may not carry high monetary value, but they carry immense cultural and sentimental weight. The coin's survival in circulated condition is a reminder of its place in millions of lives, not just in one collector's case. It is a democratic artifact, accessible to everyone, yet meaningful in its own right. The sound of these coins clinking together once filled pockets and purses, a sound now fading from memory but preserved in nostalgia. The 1975 10-cent coin bridges that gap between memory and history, allowing us to relive moments of the past. Even now, decades later, it continues to inspire admiration for its design, its resilience, and its story. And so, the circulated 1975 10-cent coin remains a beloved piece of Australia's decimal coinage. A coin that is more than money, it is history in the palm of your hand. The 1975 Australian 10-cent coin is not just a piece of currency. It is a piece of living heritage that has carried the weight of everyday life for generations. Its circulated condition speaks of years spent in the hustle and bustle of shops, bus fares, phone boxes, and lunch counters. Each faded line on the coin is like a footprint in history, showing that it has served its purpose faithfully over time. The lyrebird on the reverse remains one of the most graceful images in Australian coinage, even when softened by the wear of daily use. Its elegant tail feathers tell a story of beauty and movement, symbolizing the strength of Australia's natural wonders. Even a circulated example captures the majesty of the bird, a reminder of how art and culture merge in the smallest objects. The obverse side, with Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, reflects the balance of monarchy and modern Australia in the 1970s. Though wear may dull the fine details of her tiara and features, her profile remains a constant reminder of tradition and stability. The date 1975 provides a time marker, rooting the coin in a decade full of change and growth in Australia. During this period, Australia was shaping its own identity, and coins like this were part of everyday life, quietly supporting that transition. In circulated condition, the coin's scratches and worn edges become part of its character, making each example one of a kind. These marks are not flaws. They are the fingerprints of history, evidence of thousands of small exchanges that shaped its journey. Collectors appreciate circulated coins because they tell a human story, one that pristine, untouched